I worked 7 days a week. I did the daycare Monday through Friday.
Oh,
Went
you was
home.
doing them both. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
went home, take a nap, and then go work Friday night and Saturday night, and then I just had Sunday to rest. And nah.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey everybody, I'm Tierra Cole, aka Miss T, and I'm representing All About Kids Childcare Facility, and I'm here to do my podcast interview with my friend Mr. Alan Lux from Alan Lux Studios. And
Hey, what's going on, good people? My name is Shamar with Alan Lux Studios, and I am back with another episode of The Spotlight. And today I got one of the homies. This is a day one up in the building. It is Tierra Cole with All About Kids. What's happening, Tierra?
hey, I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I'm honored to be here because I'm seeing the glow up with you.
You know what I'm saying?
This is nice. Just keep saying this is nice.
Thank you. So she's enjoying the studio. And listen, I know this is the first time we've been on this set, but I'm trying to switch it up on different episodes so y'all can see what this studio is really all about. And you say it's nice,
did
right?
this for me?
All for you. You know what I'm saying? You the first on this one.
I feel special.
All right, y'all, let me officially shine the spotlight on Tierra. So give me a second. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk about you a little
Go
bit.
ahead, talk about me. Get to me.
Tierra is the owner and operator of All About Kids Childcare Facility LLC and has been in business for over 10 years. At AAK, their mission is in the name is truly all about the kids. Not only does Tierra operate a first-class facility that enriches the lives and minds of little people, she also works diligently to make the community one as a whole, the one that she operates in and the one that she lives in. And she does that through back to school book bag drives to attending city committee meetings to make sure that city planning is going to enrich all the lives that are in that particular community. Tierra has a passion for children and her community. Whitney Houston said a long time ago that children are our future, and Tierra is working hard to make sure our future is bright. How about that? What I do?
I couldn't have said it better myself. You're ready to start singing Whitney, but then I ain't even gonna do you like that.
Don't hurt them. They ain't ready for Whitney.
I ain't gonna do it.
Listen, I'm just gonna jump right in there. I want to know, how did you get it started in childcare?
Family. This is actually a family business.
Okay.
My great aunt had a daycare. It was called Mama's House when I was growing up. So she allowed me to come and work during the summers. I would go so I would ride the school bus and go there after school and then work there during the summers. Then I went to the Gethsemane program that they had at Friendship.
Okay.
I worked there over the summer. And then once I got to college, I majored in mass communications, and I went to Bennett College, and Alma Adams, who's our representative now, she was an art teacher, and she was over the Arts Council, and they had an after-school program. And my roommate was actually the director for the after-school program for the arts, and of course, she hired me to be an assistant. And we would go into recreation centers, low-income based areas, and just bring art. And so I was the assistant teacher. And so once I graduated, I had a degree in mass communications. Poli-sci was my minor, and I could not find a job. And one of my homegirls I went to Bennett with was like, why don't you just do early childhood education? I mean, that's your background. And I said, well, you know what? Let me do that. And right off the bat, that was my first job coming out of college. And that's where I've been ever since. I can't get away from it.
Right.
Because it's just in me.
That's what's up. Listen, it's funny you say Alma Adams, because at my grand opening, she came. And I was like, what?
Really?
Yes. And she introduced herself, and she told me that she was in the arts and she wanted to come to my event because it's photography. It's all about the arts and everything. And she's the one that I attribute to putting me on the map because, my event, the first one I had grand opening, I had family and friends there. But for her to come and then she posted it, that's when we had to do another one 4 months later because people were like, oh, I want to come to one. So we made one up so people could come. But yeah, listen, I vote for her every time.
Yeah, because when I was at Bennett, she would walk around and saying, voting Bennett bells or voting bells. And of course, she was my art teacher. And she had, I think she had an exhibit called Hats. And it was just the many hats that Black women wear.
Okay.
And so that's how, I mean.
Maybe that's why it connected with, because my first event was Natty Girl. So women going to natural hair, and she came and she just like, she loved the concept and everything. So yeah. You know, shout out to Alma Adams. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's funny. You're not the first person that has gone to school for one thing and ended up doing something else, because none of us got no job when we first graduated.
Right. Right.
So in that so it started young, you know, in childcare, you was always around it and stuff. But when did you really get that passion to say, yo, I really, really want to do this for the kids?
I was in it, and the parents, they just were saying, Miss T, we love you. You do such an amazing job. And I thought it was just me being me. And so, I mean, I have the passion. I love the babies. I don't know. It's just me.
Right,
and
right.
everybody's just, you know, telling me how good of a job that I do. And, it's just in me. I don't know.
I hear you. Hey, there ain't nothing better than something natural, and that's probably why it resonates with them, because it's very authentic, genuine, and everything like that. So yeah, I rock with that. So why is it important, you know, for me as a new parent? Actually, one of our engineers, he got a 2-year-old right now, you know.
Oh, them twos. I know about them too.
So, you know, talk to him and other business owners and stuff. Why is it important for them to start planning now and getting their children into early childhood development?
Well, first, I'm going to say that right now it's important because our business is kind of dwindling.
Okay.
And I'm going to say economically, it's hard to find good teachers. And it's hard to find people that really care and are really in it because they care.
Okay.
It's important. I'm going to say, now there are 2 types of daycares that you can find. There's going to be an in-home, which I am. I'm a family child care home provider, and that there's a center. Now with me, it's small. You're going to get that one-on-one.
Right.
But a lot of people are kind of skeptical about in-homes because of the things that the stories that the media like to focus on, and that gives us a bad rep. With the centers, now I have people I have worked with, and I will big them up from the top of the hill down to the dirt on how good a center is. Now, some children may need a center, and that's, you know, there may be 12, 15, 18 children in a class. That might be something that they actually need, is that social, emotional type of atmosphere. And as far as an in-home, you're going to get that like at home. You're going to get that one-on-one.
Right.
You're going to get more loving, and some children may need that if, say, they have been at home with mom and dad since they were born and they've never, you know, been to a facility before.
Right.
And I will say now with me, I accept children from the ages of 1 to 4.
Okay.
I did do infants, but it was kind of hard with those multi-ages. Like, infants need a lot of care and a lot of attention.
That's right.
And so that was kind of hard for me to give those babies that kind of attention, and then have 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and 4-year-olds, and kind of being able to teach.
Right.
So with me, what I tend to do is, you know, parents come in for a tour. You know, I give them the rundown and everything of, you know, what to expect, and then what they, you know, can expect from me. But then I also kind of talk to them about transitioning. Once the child gets to be 4. Let's transition to like a more at 4 program, NC pre-K. Because if you're here with me and it's just 5, of us during the day. The after schoolers come, before school and after school. But if it's just us, then that's going to be a hard transition
Right.
to stay with me
Right.
at the age of 4 and then jump right into kindergarten. When you have the Met Pre-K program, they're going to go to a more kindergarten setting.
Okay.
And so then, again, you're going to go from 5 in a classroom to 12, and so that transition is going to be a lot easier once it's time for them to go to kindergarten.
Right.
So early childhood is a must because they're at home. Because if they're at home and then they go straight to kindergarten, they don't have that social aspect. May not have that type of structure. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with, staying at home and mom may be teaching, dad may be teaching, grandma may be teaching, but you also want them to have, again, the social aspect with the other children.
That's right. See, clearly you did study mass comm because you done answered several of my questions into that one. So you're doing well. But I did like how you brought up the differences in the in-home facility versus the center.
Yeah.
And to your point, as far as that socialization, especially if you're like a only child.
Yes.
So mom and dad might be kicking butt at home teaching this stuff, but if you haven't been around you don't know nothing about sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. But we just have to be repetitive. Every day we're going to come in and we're going to do the same thing every day. We've got a schedule, and children need that type.
Absolutely.
Children need structure.
Absolutely.
They need structure. So a lot of times if kids are coming in and I may do something a little different, they're going to remind me.
Right.
Miss T, Miss T didn't. I said, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back. And we'll do it.
Okay. Cool. So the in-home, I want to focus on the in-home facility a little bit more. I agree with you that I think the media does give you all a bad rap.
Yeah.
But when I was doing a little bit of research, you all have to go through a lot of things, I guess checklists, inspections, and things like that to ensure that these children are okay in your place.
Right.
So kind of talk a little bit about that when you first got started. What was the process of getting your place open?
Ooh, licensing. So we have a state license, and first of all, parents, I need you to know, if you are looking for an in-home, any type of daycare, you need to go to the DCDEE website, and that is going to tell you about all childcare facilities in the state of North Carolina.
Okay.
Whether, social services has had to come out, the state has had to come out, any type of violations, anything that has happened at that childcare facility, you make sure, and I tell everybody, check that website out. Check me out, look and see, where sanitation has come out. If there's any type of violations, anything is wrong, please go to that website and they will give you everything you need to know. Then go to each facility that you may want to put your child in.
So that's like a Carfax for childcare.
Yes.
Tell you everything about them. That's good to know. Say it one more time so I can put it in there.
DCDEE website. So
Okay.
It's the child development website for North Carolina.
All right, cool.
So license, we had to go through zoning, sanitation, 6 months of not having any type of license, your stars. We have to have star ratings, and with our license, we have 1 through 5. I have a 4. 4 and 5 are of course the highest, but when you go into a facility, if you do not see those stars, I'm not saying anything is wrong with unlicensed, but they're being checked by the state. You know that someone is coming out to check, by the state. You had to do a lot of training. I did business basics. Of course, I have my early childhood education associates, along with my other degrees that I'm not using. Yes. Let me see. What else did we have to go through? It was a lot easier.
Okay.
When I went through
Okay.
10 years ago. A lot of times people will call me. I have no problem with giving that information. One of my close coworkers, Miss Lori at the Village, she just happened to find me on Craigslist, and we kind of developed a relationship. Through that, where I just kind of helped her along the way on what it is that she needed to do to get open. Again, I'm an open book, and I do not mind helping out my fellow coworkers.
I love that, and because in the creative space, a lot of times you hear, especially when people are getting started, feel like there's gatekeepers. People don't want to give the information, and I share, and I'm hearing that you share. I share freely,
Right?
Because there's enough room out there for all of
For
us and
everybody.
everything. So yeah, I like that. In your space, so I'm kind of transitioning into the community aspect of it and how you do work in the community, but I want to hone in on where your facility is located and all the change that is happening. All the change that's happening in your space. So first off, tell them the name of your community.
It is Seversville. I am on the west side. I am 2 minutes from John C. Smith.
That's
You
right.
can walk. If you're mad enough, you can walk over there. If you're mad enough, you can walk to French Street, the trolley. All of that is over there. I'm right off Trade between Johnson C. Smith, Johnson and Wells, the Panther Stadium, and Truist. So I'm over there in that neighborhood, and the change.
So those that are familiar, the change that has happened. You have, John C. Smith, and now you're having $2.5 million homes being built right there beside it and stuff. So to me, because I know your students, even though these children are small, they notice things too. So how are you kind of talking to them about what's happening in the area and things like that, especially because I'm assuming it's a mixed group, right? You have some
Yes.
So how do you talk them through that?
We actually, while they were doing, and I'm going to say the G word, because it was gentrified.
Absolutely.
So while I'm going to say maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, I was actually the only house that was not being worked on.
Right.
There were empty houses all around. So what I would do is, there was trees being cut down. They're out there working. We would go outside and we would sit. We would watch them cut down the trees.
Okay.
We would watch, them come in with hammers and putting in. We're talking about the windows. We're talking about them tearing the houses down. And I know they're not old enough, but I would always say to them, "Don't sell grandma's house."
Right.
And so then when the parents would come, that was just out of the blue. The parents would come maybe 2 days later and says, I'm going to say Riley. Riley's mom would come and say, "Why is Riley saying don't sell grandma's house?" And I said, "Okay, so she's listening."
Exactly.
So she told you.
Right.
So that's kind of we're just going outside and we're just talking about everything that's kind of going on. And not only with the kids do I talk about it with the parents as well, because they come through, of course, and drop off. But also when my food and nutrition lady comes by, or my state consultant comes by, they can't even recognize the neighborhood. They get lost because the last time they came, this was here, this was here, this was here, and this was here. But and I'm gonna say when I first started in 2013, the neighborhood was rough.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it was my great grandmother's house.
Okay.
That I moved in and started the daycare with. So the change, but it was hard to actually get children.
Oh, I bet.
Because parents would sometimes they would come to tour, they wouldn't even come in. So that was kind of judging a book by its cover instead of coming in to kind of talk to me. And it kind of hurt my feelings. But that just meant that they weren't for
the right fit.
They weren't for All About Kids. But it's been different, and it's kind of been hard, but it's all in a blessing.
Right, right. Listen, I want to take a beat and I want to get off of business and kids right now, just something personal. Give us a fun fact about you that most people wouldn't know.
Um, Fun fact about me. I worked at V101 for 3 years.
Okay.
I interned at WCCB before, I think it's 46 now, where I interned there. I also interned at Hot 92.7,
Okay. Okay.
but it's now, I think what is it now? Is it a gospel channel now? I think so.
Okay.
And I worked at 102 Jams up in Greensboro.
So listen, I got to get the radio voice. I need something. So this can be WLUX for Alan Lux Studios. So shout us out real quick in your best radio voice.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is VB Chase, and I am here at Alan Lux Studios. I want to give them a huge, huge, huge shout out. Thank you for having me. Tune in next time. You know,
I love it.
I
love it.
It's a little something. It's been so long.
No, that was dope. That was dope. So your community work, I remember partnering with you on several back to school book bag.
Yes.
Bonanza?
Yes.
Yes. So how did you get into that? What made you want to do more outside of just your center? You were actually feeding the community.
I actually went to a book bag drive when I first opened, and I told my homegirl, shout out to Miss Cherie, that is my right hand with All About Kids. She is my silent assistant director.
Okay.
But I just told her, I said, you know, I want to do this for the community. I want to give back. And I said that when I do my anniversary, because I do celebrate my anniversary for a week, and then at the end on that Saturday, I want to just give back to the community. That's just something that I wanted to do.
Right.
I don't know. It was just in me.
Just authentic and genuine.
Yeah, because I'm a giver.
Okay. Okay.
And so I wanted to see the kids happy, and I also wanted to somehow help.
Right. And it was huge impact. You know, that one that I came out to, it was at Sugar Creek Park. Is it called Sugar Creek Park?
Creek Recreation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to see, one, you had so many people out there. There were bikes out there. They were doing like repairing bikes and
did
demo.
a bike giveaway. They repaired bikes. Shout out to Miss Ariel she was at Sugar Creek Rec, but the thing about it was my daughter went to Sugar Creek for a summer camp or something. I can't remember what it was that she went, and I just went to Miss Ariel, and she was just like, yes, let's do it. And we partnered up, and then I said, you know what, let me do the leg work. Let me see about finding the sponsors. And of course, you had just started, and I said, let me call my friend. And actually what I did was shout out to Harding, because everybody that was a sponsor,
It was Harding. Yeah.
it was Harding. They're all business folks.
And I love that for us. You know, it is a lot of us that came out of Harding. You're right. And I'm talking about multiple sponsors, and all of them were Rams. So you did your thing, and they did their thing too.
Yes.
And they still killing it too, because I'm following everybody's journey. It's great. Yeah, listen, that impact on the community, to see those kids' face, they were having a ball, they were eating, they had snacks, everything. And then, what is that, the son, the mascot that came out?
Oh, yeah, the Park and Rec son came out.
Yeah, they was killing him. I know he was ready to go, but but the kids had fun with him, and a lot of music and everything. So that's great. I just love you're raising our future, or helping teach our future, I should say, and then you're giving back to the community as a whole. I think that is beautiful. Now, you started 2013. The neighborhood wasn't that well, so people was like, we ain't sending our kids here. And then you had the pandemic in 2020. You know, I want you to talk directly to my viewers. Most of the viewers are small business owners and entrepreneurs. talk a little bit about how you overcame these obstacles and are still in it? Because people would have ran away a long time ago. So how are you still going and got through those different obstacles and other ones that may come in the future?
I have to give out honor to God because it was a time where, parents would move away and, or parents would lose their jobs. And I literally had one child that was before school.
Okay.
And I was like, my mama was just like, I don't know, you might have to close. You might have to go back to working at a center. And I said, no, it's going to come. And you just have to have faith. And I will say it's been hard. When I first started, I worked, and I mean, I worked hard Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays and Sundays I would do military. I would
Okay.
the children would come from military families that had to do their training, and so I did that for about 3 years, and I missed a lot of things with my daughter, but it was all for her.
Sure.
The pandemic. Whew.
We all felt that.
Yeah, that was rough. That was, staying at home with the children, all day, not being able to leave
Right.
and kind of, breathe.
Right.
And, parents were taking their children out, of course. And then by us being in a small environment, that was hard too with, because at the beginning I was like, I'm not wearing no mask
Right.
in my house. It's my house. But after a while, I kind of got used to it.
Right.
We had to change a lot of things around. Parents couldn't come in. We had to, kind of, get the children at the door. A lot more precautions
Right.
we had to take. But I will say the governor made childcare the forefront
Okay.
of the pandemic, and they actually shined a light on childcare to let everyone know that we are important also.
Essential workers, absolutely.
Yeah, we were essential workers. So that's how I was able to get through the pandemic, and then just being able to stay afloat. Because again, like I said, right now it's hard because we're trying to find again teachers, and the thing about it is Walmart, Target, all of them, they're paying $16, $17 an
Right.
hour.
Yep.
And that's less responsibility.
Yep.
So they could just come in and just do their job and leave. But with us,
Half do their job at that.
right, they could just, come in and leave. But with us, there's, data. We have to do a lot of paperwork. And you actually have to care
Absolutely.
about the children, and
Yeah.
it not just be about the money.
Yep. So I heard, faith in God, to help get you through it. And then your faith and belief in yourself that, hey, this is going to change,
Yeah.
it's going to get better. So that's what's up, Tieria. Give them or tell them how they can find you and how they can work with you if they have a child. Are you accepting new clients, new children? She say, no, I got my babies. No.
I feel right now.
Okay.
But I
Or
do-
at least keeping the updates with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
All About Kidz is Feel right now, but I am, again, located at 416 Woodvale Place, and the number is 980-335-0423. I will be accepting, I do have summer camp, I will say that, for children that are 5 and older. I'm full with the pre-K, so I got my babies, but I will have some spots available come September, because I do have some transitioning. Like I said, I like to get them into pre-K to transition, so that transition won't be so hard for kindergarten.
Cool. Listen, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate the energy you brought here, and it's always a good
Honor
time.
for you to want Miss T to be on your podcast.
Come on, Miss T. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.